Hey guys, gals, and MBs. I'm here today with the Hologram Electronics Microcosm. And hey, I was given this for free from Hologram themselves. Matt reached out to me on my Instagram. Thanks so much for reaching out to ask if I wanted a pedal. And of course I did. The crazy thing is I was about to buy one of these myself just a few days before I saw that message. So awesome that I saw that before I ended up buying this. So this is kind of a sponsored video, I guess. I will put that in the tag at least, or I will turn that feature on. But they didn't tell me to do anything specific with it. They didn't tell me to do a review. They just said, do you want a pedal? And I'm like, sure. And here it is. And I was going to buy it by myself anyway. That said, it is probably one of the best sounding pedals I've ever had, especially for the kind of music I make, and it does a lot of cool things. We're only going to cover the things that I've really played with so far and what some of my favorite algorithms. You'll see this in upcoming videos with a lot of stuff, especially with the TEO-5. I brought out the TEO-5. The synth is just awesome, and it sounds really good with the microcosm. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to do obviously the ambient stuff, but I'm also going to go for like this synthwave style sound and throw it through here. We'll use the bunch of the presets. I made like 2 extra presets just to mess with this pedal. I've been messing with this pedal for about 2 days. I don't know everything about it yet, but with what I have done, it does sound phenomenal. If it's one of the only pedals you want to buy, it is totally worth it. Like if it's like you're looking for a specific pedal that does a bunch of stuff and well for synth use, it's definitely that. It does reverb, granular delay, stuff like that. It is stereo in, stereo out. You need a TRS splitter cable for the input if you're doing stereo in, stereo out. If you're just doing stereo out, you don't need a splitter cable for the input. You can just do mono in, it'll do stereo out. It creates a nice stereo image, and it does line level, no problem. The build quality is absolutely phenomenal. It comes with a power supply in the box, which is a huge plus. I think that these kind of pedals are definitely targeted more, in my opinion, they're targeted more at the synth demographic. So a lot of synth players won't just have a pedal board to use. They'll use it on a desktop like I do, and they'll use a separate power supply instead of a pedal board power supply. And you might not have a pedal power supply laying around, so that's a great addition. It seems like a pretty high quality power supply too, so that's awesome as well. And it's an angle jack, which I absolutely love on this kind of stuff. So it has MIDI in and out over standard MIDI jack, so no stupid adapter cables like Boss has been doing recently, especially on their larger pedals that have the room for a full-size DIN jack. So big props for that. Also, I usually complain about pedals that don't have the ability to firmware update, and luckily this does have the ability to firmware update over MIDI, so that is awesome. If you're doing a DSP pedal and you don't have any way of firmware updating it in the field, then that is like, what if you have a bug in it? You can't easily software update it. So far, this thing's been pretty bug-free from what I've played with, but yeah, if they need to, they can. It can be software updated, so awesome other feature. Something some other boutique companies have not implemented in their pedals. So yeah, awesome. So let's just get started and let's actually hear what it can do. Like I said, this isn't going to be a deep dive. I hope it won't be a long video, but when I say that, it will be a long video. So whatever, we're going to get into what I like about it, at least the features I've used so far. I haven't used a looper and stuff. And we'll just go over some of the basic algorithms that I love. So my favorite algorithm so far is been, or algorithms, there's 2. It's been Mosaic and Haze. Let's go over the Mosaic first, and what Mosaic is it's like a little micro, what do they say? It is a overlapping loops play back at multiple speeds. It's like little micro loopers that just keep going and playing back. Think of it like a granular delay, but awesome. So the other thing I want to state before I get too much into that portion of it, I should have just said this. I love these foot switches because they can easily be used as a foot switch or as a button for your hands. They don't hurt to press. They don't have like sharp edges and things like that, and they're easy to press. So it's a nice combination. If you can make a good compromise, you can use this as a foot pedal, which I would never do because this is so pretty. I would never want to stomp on it. But you could. It's built well. And the potentiometers absolutely feel wonderful on this. These are probably the best, smoothest feeling potentiometers I've had on a pedal, any pedal. They're just so nice to move. They're just so effortless, and they feel nice, and they don't wobble. So great stuff. Yeah, let's just, I should shut up and actually get into the sound stuff. All right. So I have a basic program here, and we're going to use that. It's something I made really quick. It just uses a pulse wave, and it's very narrow, so it kind of has like an NES style sound. And it has some panning going on. That is all that's happening there, and it has a bit of release. And so Mosaic is kind of like a delay pitch shifty thing, and it sounds absolutely gorgeous. So let's get started. The first one is a octave up kind of thing. Bring it up the repeats a little. Change the shape. I think the shape controls the onset of the effect. Yeah, it makes it less soft. If I'm in a square wave, obviously it's going to ramp right in. It's not going to fade in. At least that's what I understand it does. At least in this algorithm. It does things in other algorithms. And I should state that each algorithm has sub-algorithms, or at least I'm calling them that. The first one is kind of a shift-up algorithm. In Mosaic, at least. All right. And one of the coolest features is it has a built-in reverb you can add to any of the algorithms. And the reverb algorithm, you know me, I'm a huge reverb snob. I think it sounds fantastic. And here it is. I'll like just start playing, and we'll just ramp it in. I have it set to the highest decay time in the reverb algorithm. You have like 4 reverb like types. You have shortest to longest. The longest is called ambient. I have it set to ambient. To change it, you just hold down this switch here. And hopefully you can see that change. Let me see if yeah, you can kind of make it out. Let me do it with this hand. It's a little easier to tell. But yeah, so that's shortest time, longest time. And then by default, the face value knob here without any special functions is a mix to it. And I have this set in tempo instead of tap tempo, so you can use this as a standard like time knob. Turning it to the right makes it shorter. Turn off the space again. And then longer. And then repeats is your feedback. And activity in this algorithm is the amount of active loopers. I just have it all the way to the right here because it sounds so beautiful. And you have a filter knob too, so that's cool. That's at the end of the chain, so it's a little too bright for your liking. It's a beautiful sounding filter. You can almost get some tape delay style tones out of that. And you have pitch modulation on all the algorithms as far as I can tell too. So you hold this down and you have the mod depth and the frequency. We'll turn it all the way up so you can hear that. I have it around there. That's where I like it. So let's turn this back. Let's turn the repeats back to where I had them. Add a little bit of filter. That's so cool. I love it. All right, let's go to the other algorithm. This is an octave down, or the other sub-algorithm here, octave down on the Mosaic. last algorithm, D, is my favorite out of all the sub-algorithms. I'm not sure what they call them. I'm going to call it a sub-algorithm. I hope they don't get mad at me for that. So that's octave down. And then let's add some reverb to that. We're going to use this algorithm in a second with a synth-wavy style patch. We're going to use one of my favorites in here, but yeah, I'm just kind of giving you the idea on a very simple patch. And you got C that does double speed. Everything plays back at double speed. No space. And then with the space added, the reverb, I should say. But yeah, really quick, listen with the modulation, how I have it set, and how that reverb sounds. It's gorgeous. Usually I don't say like a little bonus reverb. I don't think it's a bonus reverb. I think that's actually part of the core sound of this. But usually like the added reverb on a multi-effect like this. I don't even consider this a multi-effect. This has multiple algorithms for sure, but they're almost all around the granular side of the thing. Usually I was going to say on a lot of pedals, the reverb, added in reverb isn't very good. I never touch it. In this, I can use it as a primary reverb, and yeah, I think this thing will be a little overwhelming if you add another reverb to it. The built-in reverb sounds so good. It is up there. It is definitely up there with Strymon and the Erica synths, the Night Verb quality. It's a different take on the algorithm, and you don't have much tweaking over it, so bear that in mind. But if you need a big ambient reverb wash, along with all the other stuff this thing does, it's beautiful. It just like fades into the ether kind of thing. It's like, it's just so gorgeous. I love it. Let's turn down the time, or turn up the time so it's quicker. All right. So I said I kept the best sub-algorithm for last, and that is this one. This is like multiple octaves up and down. It says loops playback at half, normal, double, and quad speed. Sounds range from 1 octave below of your input to 2 octaves higher. So yeah, let's do that, and it's gorgeous. Yeah, that really does soften. I'll turn the speed around here. One other thing is the interface on this thing is beautiful. So this gives you so much like input into what you're doing. And I just love how the LEDs fade with what you're doing. And everything about the pedal is gorgeous. Yeah. Did I say that? The pedal just looks so good. In person, the pedal looks so much better than you think it would. It just the like paint job and everything, the raised text, and I just love using this thing. Very weird thing to get excited over, but yeah, it's like a pedal I feel like I want to pull out and use. All right. So, yeah, that algorithm sounds awesome. And we're going to switch over to this and do a little bit of synth wavy stuff with it. I'm going to turn down the repeats a little. So. And that's without the space engaged. Shifting a little here. I've been sitting on the floor for hours playing with this thing. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an octave split here. So this is low. And I'm going to just stop talking. I'm going to turn on the space here. We're going to use the fourth sub-algorithm. I'm going to turn on the reverb on this thing. I'm just going to play a little, and you'll hear why I love this thing so much. Yeah. So what can I say? That is amazing. I don't have another pedal that can do that all in one. Yeah, you'd be thinking maybe the mood can do that. Yeah, the mood is cool, but it's little pitch shifting sections and like that are separate from the reverb algorithm. So you can either do the pitch shifting and the micro looping or the reverb. You can't do it all in one. And this does that all. It has a phrase looper and things like that. Not that I'm getting rid of the mood. I think the mood would actually be a really good companion, or this would be a good companion to the mood and so forth. I should do a video where I pair the two together and we can see how that sound. But God, that's just amazingly gorgeous. So yeah, what else can I say? I love it. Mosaic and Haze are my favorite ones. We'll go over to Haze. Though I like the multi-delays and or the multi-delay section on this, and I like some of the glitch ones. We're not going to get too heavy into the other things. We'll do a multi-delay and we'll do Haze next. But yeah, let's go to Haze. Haze is awesome. So Haze starts. We'll just just as an aside, this was the dry patch. I should have did that before, right? Yeah, so that's what we had to mess with. We'll use that again really quick after let's go into Haze. So let's go back to Haze. Let's go to section 1. Section 1 in Haze is short, diffused effect created from stretching overlapping samples. So yeah, this is right up my alley. This is an ambient style patch. We'll just use this. So yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like. And what did we do here? The control, this is the density and spread. I think it sounds better on longer times with a lot of repeats. I have another patch we're going to use that I made earlier today that'll sound really cool in the haze mode as well, but let's hear the different algorithms before we add the space into it. I think B is my favorite. This is many simultaneous randomized grains. C is a mixture of normal speed and double speed grains, creates a diffused texture. Okay, B and C are my favorite. I'm going to say that, and then D is my favorite too. You know what? They're all my favorite. A is a little, it's a little pedestrian for what I like to do, but B through D are awesome. So this is a mixture of normal speed and half speed grains that creates a diffused texture. And then we add the space into that. Let's use the black and blue again in that really quick. Goes on for days in such a beautiful and not muddy way. That's what I really like about this. God, that's amazing. All right, so I had another patch that I made kind of just to mess with the synth and to really show off the pedal. We'll go to it really quick. So it's bank 1, it's 2, and it is a polymod patch. I've made this patch on the Take 5, and I've made this on the, the Trigon 6. And I've made this on the OB6, I believe, but I don't remember now. So what this patch does, we'll use a different scale. It basically modulates the filter of each individual voice at a different rate depending on what note you're in. So here, and it has pan spread. So down here it's slow, up here it's fast, but they won't, you hear what I mean? I call it cascading flutes because that's what it's doing. And it uses a triangle. On the take 5, it uses a sine wave. Anyway, now let's hear that on that awesome Haze D sub-algorithm. Add a little bit of filtering into it. Yeah, so I think that sounds really cool. Let's actually go back to the Mosaic, and we're going to go into Mosaic D. Amazing, in my opinion. All right, so before we end here, I'm just going to go into the other algorithm that I kind of want to share today. Again, this is going to be used a lot. I haven't even used the phrase looper yet. I mean, I have off camera, and it's pretty cool. It does so much. So we're going to go into the other algorithm I really like, and that's the multi-delay, specifically the warp. I didn't think the multi-delay would be something I would super be into, but I am. All right, I'm going to go over the last algorithms that I really like. I mean, I like a lot of the algorithms that I haven't displayed yet, but these are my favorites so far, and that's the warp and the multi-delay, and it's a pitch delay, and it sounds really cool. We're going to go into specifically C and D, which are both pitch delays. The first C is adds pitch shifting to delay taps, and D is delay taps crossfade with double speed grains, so it's very, very nice. The video is getting really long, so I'm not going to go over too much more, and then I'll have my conclusion so far of what I've played with on this pedal. And the nice thing is the shape knob sets your how it does the pitch shifting. So you see I have a triangle now? You get that woo? Yeah. It's really cool. And I haven't even engaged space yet. Let's do this square wave. You got like ramp and stuff. Let's add the space in that. And let's do the D algorithm, sub-algorithm, I should say. Without the space. Now with it. All right. That's my at least my personal first looks at the Hologram Electronics Microcosm. Thanks again to Hologram Electronics for sending me one of these. Super stoked because, like I said in the beginning, at least I hope I said it, I was going to buy one of these on my own. So it's not like it's out of my realm of something I've always wanted, actually, since I've first seen these things. But now I don't have to buy it myself. So that's a big win-win situation. Absolutely gorgeous pedal. I'm going to use it a lot in the future, so I hope you don't get sick of it. It's kind of like when I said that about my Take 5, and I used my Take 5 a lot, but I think the TEO-5 has replaced my Take 5 and being used a lot. This thing sounds so gorgeous. Yeah. So you'll be seeing probably a combination of the two quite a bit. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. And then I guess I'll see you next time. If you haven't subscribed already and you like this kind of video content, go ahead and subscribe. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. All right. Thanks again for watching. Bye.